the inevitability of the supramental manifestation flows directly from a new understanding of the evolutionary principle. Since the time of Darwin, Western science has fixated on evolution as being one of forms, with the principle relying on survival of the fittest and changes of forms due to natural selection for those traits that best met the test of the time within which they existed and the changes in circumstances they had to meet. Darwinian evolution, however, does not answer the ultimate question of the significance and meaning of the entire field of existence and the reason why these forms exist and how they exist. This has led to a debate with those who are creationists who say that God explains the creation of forms and therefore evolution is not the solution. Sri Aurobindo's view is that there is a truth that can reconcile both extremes, and that is the involution of the supramental consciousness into matter and its eventual evolution through life and mind into the current stage, and then beyond into the full expression of the supramental consciousness in all levels of earthly existence. Sri Aurobindo clarifies that even in the apparent inconscience of matter, there is an involved, detailed, extremely precise and powerful consciousness at work, that in life, that consciousness begins to express itself more actively, and in mind, it eventually becomes a self-aware action. Nothing can evolve that has not been previously involved, just as a tree does not sprout up from a rock, but from a seed, within which its genetic code has been involved. Quantum entanglement also provides support to the idea that consciousness precedes and controls matter. Scientists are finding that two entangled particles will react precisely the same way at the same time to an event initiated upon one of them, even if they have been propelled in different directions and are distant from one another at the time of the event, with reactions that are far faster than the speed of light. This instantaneous response overturns our traditional notions of time, matter, and consciousness, and consequently, the notion of the primacy of matter. Sri Aurobindo notes, quote, "If we disregard our present ideas of evolution, all changes, if we can regard consciousness and not life and form as the fundamental and essential evolutionary principle, and its emergence and full development of its possibilities as the object of the evolutionary urge, the inconscience of matter cannot be an insuperable obstacle, for in this inconscience can be detected and involve consciousness which has to evolve. Life and mind are steps and instruments of that evolution. The purposeful drive and workings of the inconscient material energy are precisely such as we can attribute to the presence of an involved consciousness, automatic, not using thought like the mind, but guided by something like an inherent material instinct, practically infallible in all its steps, not yet cognitive, but miraculously creative. The entirely and inherently enlightened truth consciousness we attribute to supermind would be the same reality appearing at an ultimate stage of the evolution, finally evolved and no longer wholly involved as in matter, or partly and imperfectly evolved and therefore capable of imperfection and error, as in life and mind, now possessed of its own natural fullness and perfection, luminously automatic, infallible. All the objections to a complete evolutionary possibility then fall away. It would, on the contrary, be the inevitable consequence contained not only in nature as a whole, but even in material nature." End quote. Reference, Sri Aurobindo, The Mind of Light, Supermind in Evolution, page 87.